So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. My name is Christopher. I'm delighted you are here to solve this crossword with me. And you know, it's kind of gotten late, and I got off at a decent hour today, but everything was closed on Saturday because it was a major German holiday. And every Sunday, everything's closed anyway, with the exception of train stations, gas stations, and restaurants. So you kind of got to get your shopping done on Saturday. And that was the day I was due for a facial and a manicure. So I got home today and I went and had the facial and the manicure. Very excited about that manicure. Very excited about my face not, being all whatever. But I got to be honest with you, it kind of got late on me. But it's going to be okay. Let's have a little bit of solver's courage. Let's jump into our word of the day. And that word is barbermonger. I mean, someone that's so obsessed with their appearance, right? Maybe vain. Maybe the kind of person who would go have a facial and a manicure instead of getting after his crossword channel. I don't know. I mean, you can call it what you want to call it. But I did see something very interesting today. When I was getting my manicure, I was looking at this image here. They're laminated. They're sitting on every one of the workstations. And I thought, isn't it interesting how portmanteaus form over time, right? So you got this one here, this squared oval design. Now, clearly, this is out of my realm. They do cuticles and then they shine them up for me, right? That's about all they do for my nails. I don't get the the acrylic or gel treatment or anything like that. But I was just thinking, the squared oval or the squoval. That I'm surprised that hasn't come into the crossword just yet. So I'm kind of wondering when that's going to happen, right? But we had a rather slow day today as far as history was concerned. I mean, I think they made Henry VIII the head of the Church of England, and I think Jolene or I Will Always Love You or something like that came out on this day. But it really wasn't a whole lot there, so I thought, well, we'll just jump into the puzzle. Speaking of, just straighten up and kind of take a look and see what it is that we've got for our Monday. So we got a Kevin Christian and Andrea Carla Michaels construction. And the headline says, dispense carefully. It says, Kevin Christian and Andrea Carla Michaels start off our solving week right. Well, good. I'm all for that then. Let's hop in our grid, see what we got. And let's see. So, fizzy pop. Gonna go with a soda to start because, why not? That one S.E. Hinton novel, I think it was The Outsiders, where you had the older brother, Derry. That was a normal name. But then you had the next kid was named Soda Pop, and then the third one was Pony Boy. And what I would have given to have been either a Soda Pop or a Pony Boy. What these great names. So every time I hear soda, I always think about Soda Pop. I think that was played by Rob Lowe back in the day. Slang for a huge fan. How about a Stan? Very nice. And Jurassic Park Beast for short. Going with the T-Rex. Guitarist and slang. And an Axeman. Pin as an example. Large-toothed whale. Yeah. Roaring 20s style informally could be Deco. And tennis star Osaka would be Naomi. And Apple's digital assistant. Well, we're not going to say it too loud. She's sitting right here. We'll just say S-I-R-I. Don't want to wake her up. Fleming, who was the original host of Jeopardy. And I think that's Art Fleming. Oompa band instrument would be a tuba. Skull, cranium. We've got a very solvable grid today. Our new solvers out there, you should be loving this one. This is just great. Oodles, what do you think? Many? Much? I don't know. Abruptly call off one's plans could be to bail. So I'm going to go with many. Overly eager personal injury lawyer derisively. Well, that AN kind of gives it away. I think we got ourselves an ambulance chaser. That would make a great name for a drink, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll have an ambulance chaser. I gotta figure out what that cocktail would be. First, I need to make sure it's not already a cocktail. But if it's already a cocktail, then it needs to be the name of the next, I don't know, pseudo-punk band. The mosh pit and everything, you know. The ambulance chaser is going to be playing tonight, you know. Opening up for, I don't know, donkey vomit or something, you know. But yeah, I'm all for it. Of course, the next thing we're talking about here would be a bartender thing. Rocks would be ice. I suppose so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 2-time Emmy winner Remini. I don't know. Lee. Clairol product. How about a hair dye? And masala chai. The tea, as I see it, to textures. Ooh, and a bit ambivalent. It's just in my opinion, not my humble opinion. Just in my opinion, perhaps. I really hope it is now because I made a big deal of it, and that would be a little egg on face moment for me if it's not. Apple on a desk, perhaps. I got one of those sitting. I got 2 of these sitting right here, and Mac Mini. I got 3 apples on this desk. It's a lot of apples. Not to mention a couple of laptops and 3 iPads. I mean, you gotta have them. Word before derby or coaster. I'm assuming roller. Went to go see the roller derby girls. I don't remember much about it. Went to go see them in El Paso. Remember they had great, like, stage names? Game names? I don't know. One of them was Penny Piston. I thought that was awesome, right? Penny Piston. That was just a good name. Dispense carefully, perhaps to a lot. Some boxing wins in brief. Oh, on a technicality. Okay, of course. Aussie critters could be ruse. That's another thing I went through recently. I was compelled by all of the mean kangaroos on YouTube. I couldn't believe it. I sat there transfixed watching people boxing like kangaroos and kangaroos winning. I mean, big dudes going down. I was like, wow, this is a thing. Trying to kill your dogs and stuff. I mean, like, these are some critters, all right. I had no idea. I thought they would just like jump around and be all happy and stuff, but Recording studio effect could be an echo. 8 in Spanish, ocho. And morning waker upper. Okay, so maybe an alarm clock. Nutso could be loco. Gonna get my alarm in here. Title for Doubtfire Fields or Mizell. How about Mrs.? Word made up of the 4 main compass points. And I think this is news. Classic teen sleuth Nancy Drew. Never read any of that. I know who she is, clearly, but I never read any of that. I was really into S.E. Hinton and Judy Blume. Judy Blume gave me insights into women, which I needed in 6th and 7th grade, because I had none. Thrill. How about to elate? And gotta run later. Later, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go. Okay. Yeah. Christopher, who directed The Dark Knight Rises. Well, not Combest. It must be Nolan. Give a talking to. How about we get a little scolding? Not express as a train. Or like we eat our veggies and dairy. We buy local here. Farmers markets rock. Gangster, also known as Scarface. Al Capone. Al Capone. Alphonse Capone. Emulates a tree frog or ballerina, maybe leaps. More than a snack, could be a meal. Layer of the eye could be the uvea. Shade of purple, how about mauve? But obviously much more fun to say fuchsia. Wait a minute, do we have another ambulance chaser here? No, we got an album cover, record, art space. I don't know. an album cover. And let's see, egg-shaped tomato could be aroma. Guffaw in internet lingo. How about a laughing out loud? Happy as a clam. How do we know clams are happy? I mean, if they have a pearl in them, like the oysters that have a pearl, I mean, I hear that thing's like a tumor, actually. Like, it's not any pleasure having a pearl inside your shell. I mean, I don't know. Quran's almighty could be Allah. Gender specific, possessive. How about hers? Yeah, I like it. Summer coolers for short. I'm assuming we're talking about ACs. Now, looking at 64 across and 68 across, I'm going to assume we got lava and the French for with avec. And that would be Leo at 57 across, if I had to guess. Otherwise, this could be Alec. I don't know. Let's see. French with avec. Very nice. Red hot flow. Also some floors. And depart, leave, Leo. Excellent. I'm married to one of those. I don't know if that has any actual bearing on personality. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying I don't know. But maybe I should look into that. The E of homes. Oh gosh, we got all kinds of mnemonic devices in here. We got the news for Northeast, West, and South, and now we're going to have homes for the Great Lakes. So we'll drop our Erie in there and see what happens. Blank Whitney, inventor of the cotton gin. Eli. Depend on. Rely. Gooey goody. How about some more? Arizona City or Native American tribe, probably the Yuma. AMC's Better Call. I think this is Saul. Haven't ever seen that either. Line for Lassie. Well, we got 5 letters and not 3. If it was 3, I'd say ARF, but I think we might have a leash. Maybe it's a leash today. I don't know. Let's find out. Secluded valleys. How about Dells? Stray feline alley cat. I was just talking to a friend of mine at work today about that. I was looking at these like genus and family names and stuff like that and looking for classifications, and I was like, if I said the word bovine, do you see it as male or female? And she's like, I guess female. I think of a cow, and cows are female versus bulls. Like, yeah. So what about feline? Just, yeah, pretty much. I threw all kinds of stuff. Equine at her. It all felt really female or feminine to her. Until I threw in cameline. Then she had to look it up real quick, and she's like, oh, yeah. So camels? No, those definitely dudes. So camels are dudes. I like that. Olympics reward. How about a medal? And pint size could be small. Let's see. Enticing scent. Aroma. Aroma. Eve's mate could be Adam. 6-pack muscles could be abs. Yawning could be bored. Physicians for short could be docs. I'm looking at what this could be. So this pin is an access code. Okay, very nice. Singer Morrison of the Doors. How about Jim? Jim. This is the end. Bum, bum, bum. Film that may have inspired Sharknado. Oh. But, Diddley Squat. Pioneering computer engineer Ada Lovelace. Now I'm realizing I've been kind of going through this rather cavalierly. I hope I haven't fat-fingered something, especially when there was nothing that we've had to kind of guess at. Stand-up comic Sykes, going for Wanda here. Land on the Tigris and Euphrates, Iraq. And warning sign that might be seen on a chain link fence. Area closed. Restaurant handout could be a menu. I don't know. How do we do, Bob? It seems like we're just going to get the same time no matter what day it is, right? We're Saturday, it's a Monday. We're going to get the same time every time. It seems like it always falls in there around the 12 to 14 minute time frame. except for Sundays. That's guaranteed 20 minutes minimum. So Kevin Christian, Andrea Carla Michaels. This was a fabulous grid. I absolutely loved it to death. It's exactly what you want it to be for a Monday. I just thought this was great all the way through it. It's really interesting to me. Had all this ACs, the ambulance chaser, the alarm clock, Al Capone, and Al Capone would even, it's just really cool. And the alley cat, the whole thing, really good stuff. So I had a little theme going on here, but this was such a gettable solve, right? So send that out, share it with your friends that are just starting off this habit of ours, right? This wonderful habit that we have. And we'll bring down our banniere de adieu, and we'll let class out for the day. So I want to thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button and also for subscribing. Really looking forward to seeing this channel grow with more of you. And that would be awesome sauce. So thank you very much for that. Until we see you again tomorrow, I just remember I always say, like my little German Oma, going about her days, she would get up and she would go to the grocery store and they'd stop and get lunch at McDonald's or whatever. And she had this really strong, this thick German accent. And that might have been irritating to some people who had a hard time understanding what she was trying to say. But remember, anytime you run into someone with a thick foreign accent, you're really running into someone with un cœur de lion, the heart of a lion. Very, very brave souls. So let's always keep that in mind. Until Monday, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, arrivederci, que tengas un lindo días, and masalama, be well out there, and we will see you then. Take care. Cheers.